Man. It's like a recording.
You're annoying. What up, guys? So we are back with a video, and we are not beating each other up in this one.
We're about to.
So, I don't know. I'm not gonna say, oh, everybody has been talking about or everybody knows, because there are people that live under a rock.
Everybody knows.
No, they don't. So
that's
there is the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp, or Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard defamation trial, and we've been watching it, and
I've been watching it, but skipping a little bit of it.
Yeah, he skims it. I watch it pretty much all of it.
Watch all of it.
Not all of it. I mean, I take my breaks.
I
don't watch like straight through the whole thing, because after a while I'm just like.
So I guess so I guess we're gonna put our 2 cents in it, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna put our 2 cents into it, and basically I'm Team Johnny.
Well, I'm gonna go with Johnny Depp. You know, I like Johnny Depp, so I'm going with Johnny Depp.
I'm a Johnny Depp fan also.
I'm biased, so I'm gonna go with Johnny Depp. But besides that, you know,
Depp fan. I didn't have anything against Amber Heard in the beginning. The first time I ever heard of her was in Magic Mike, because she plays one of the girls in Magic Mike. So that's the first time I ever heard of her. And then after that, I never heard of her again until she played in Aquaman, which I didn't see anyway. So
I didn't see Aquaman either, but I think she played really good in it. I saw a little clip.
He saw like a 2-second clip on TikTok, and he's like, she did really good in it.
Right, I can just tell. She's like, you know, I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front. She
right, but she might have did good in that clip. You don't know what the rest of the movie looks like.
I'm sure she did a good job.
Well, she's a terrible actress in the court.
I don't know. You know, courts is different.
She's a terrible actress in court.
But anyway, so
my dog stepped on a bee. These are just things that, you know, I'm talking about that I see on TikTok, and, you know, just things that are out there, whatever. But anyway, so, all right, so I'm not going to say that
what?
He is like the greatest person on earth and they didn't have any issues or anything like that.
Right,
they definitely had issues.
They both have
both
issues.
Crazy.
That's
They're
what
both
I
on drugs. They're both alcoholic.
Right. I agree with that.
They are both mess. They're both a mess.
Right. So, you know, when you put them together, it's like, you know, you're putting
one mess with another mess.
Mess is going to just cause a big explosion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So that I will say about it. So, but what I don't like about her and the way that she's going about it is I just feel like she's just a liar.
Well,
she's a liar in something. She's an exaggerator.
Right, definitely.
And she wants money because she pretty much is like.
I agree with you.
A C-list star.
I agree.
That was just about to come up the ladder.
Right.
But now, because she got to Aquaman, she got to Aquaman.
Aquaman, I agree.
But now it kind of, she messed up because now she did all this, you know, with the Johnny Depp thing. So, and now millions of people are petitioning for her not to be in the movie anymore.
Right.
So she kind of screwed herself. So now she'll probably be going back.
She's
backwards.
I believe she's a very slick person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She will make you believe, like, make a lot of people believe, you know, believe what she's saying and bend towards her side. You know, basically that's what she's done pretty much in a lot of her career. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Well, like for instance, she was slick with the other case. Where he lost the case, and she claimed that she donated that money, you know, but she didn't donate any of the money. You know what I'm saying?
No, there was I think 300 and something thousand donated. There was two.
But did she
that were
herself
donated.
donated the money?
It was in her name, but Johnny Depp
wrote the
right. His people wrote the check.
Right, that's because they, like probably said,
but then
hey, you're gonna do this
but
way.
then she
but
came
she didn't.
out.
But in other words, if the check went to her, the money went to her hands, it wouldn't have went that way. It wouldn't have went that way.
Well, the rest of the money went to her hands. And
right,
that's why they haven't.
That's what I'm saying. So the 300,000 wouldn't have went that route.
Oh yeah, if she would have got everything from the beginning, she would.
So she tried to use the donation as a, you know what I'm saying, like a look good type of thing. You know what I'm saying? She tried to look good at it. Hey guys, and publicizing it. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is that she lied. She's lying. Right. Because she's saying, she keeps saying, I pledged right. the full amount. You right. know, and then she says, I donated. So right. she's like, oh, that she uses pledge and donate to mean the same thing.
That's why when she was like, yeah.
But it's not the same thing, okay? Pledging is just saying I'm going to give you the money. I haven't given it to you yet, but when I get it, you're going to get it. I'm pledging you the money. Donating the money is actually giving the money away. They. That's
why when she says, when you buy a home, you say you buy it, you bought it, but you didn't buy it. You're still making payments on it because you didn't entirely, you're on loan or whatever.
Right, but
she tried.
Right, but there are times, this is where I say that she's a liar, because there are interviews with her saying that she donated the money, right. which she did not right. donate the money. She still has a big portion of the money that she's supposed to give.
If she still has the money.
I'm sure she probably doesn't. Who knows? Well, who knows? It's $7 million.
Right, well, then those people could blow $7 million.
$6 million.
Those
whatever,
people blow
because he
$7
million
easily on their whatever they own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could be a million.
Yeah,
you could be a millionaire, but you could be still broke.
Big finances, like right. a big mortgage
expenses,
and home,
yeah.
right? If you have big expenses, then yeah,
you could be a millionaire, right? You could be a millionaire, but you got to pay this, you got to pay that, you got to pay that. But you still be like,
so
I
this
feel
is
like I'm broke. You know?
One thing that's why I say like she's a liar, because
she's absolutely a liar.
Changing her story so many times, and
right,
and she's like,
she's worming her way. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to fix what she's saying, which is whatever. She's just a damn liar.
Right.
So I don't.
But there's. So what do you think? Do you think she's a liar as far as her getting smacked up a few times and this, that, and the other from Johnny Depp?
I don't think. All right, so I'm not gonna say he didn't smack her up. I'm sure he smacked her up
a few times.
But I don't think he beat her to the way that she's stating.
The extent of what she's saying. Right. I agree with that too. I believe she's over-exaggerating.
Because she's like, he just kept punching me, and then basically she kind of knocks out, falls out, and she wakes up the next day or whatever. The story that she says, she woke up the next day on the bed, and she's face down, still wearing the same clothes. She's saying all this stuff, right? But like many examples that other people are saying are like, Rihanna got punched like 3 times and her face was like all lumped up. But
it depends how he punched somebody.
No, but the way that she was saying, like he was punching her and punching her to unconsciousness.
Well, look, I'm gonna say this: if that really happened, she was unconscious. More than likely, she was probably.
She had a broken nose.
She probably was on drugs.
She had a broken nose. She said he broke her nose. He ripped out a chunk of her hair.
Right. As far as those things, I don't know if he really did those.
I mean, I believe he grabbed her. He probably did pull her hair, like bitch. He probably did do things like that. He probably grabbed her and maybe slapped her or whatever. But I don't think he was like punching her to unconsciousness, and then she had a broken nose and her face looks like perfect the next day.
But the thing
with a broken nose.
Right, in those recordings, like you see how she was recording him, like the point. She was looking for like the cues when he would start to get like aggressively loud or whatever, and starts
angry,
slamming the cabinets and stuff like that. Like, You know what I'm saying? So that she was preparing herself.
Trying to get him in this riled up
right. And then you see her moving the camera, whatever
so he wouldn't see.
Right, and she kept trying to record him until he saw it and he got upset. Who wouldn't get upset?
Right.
Anybody would get upset. Oh, you starting this crap, you know? You recording me now? You know what I'm saying?
But they had been recording each other.
Right. In other words, but the thing is that at the heat of that moment, you're like, she's being like slick, like, you know, that would aggravate you, like, especially when you're like, deep down saying,
record me, I take this and be like,
bang! Right, especially when you're at that heat at that moment, you're going to be highly upset. You're not going to say, hey, you're recording me and laugh. That's going to get you even angrier. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, are you freaking recording me?
Right, and also she's just antagonizing him. Like, what happened? What's wrong? Right. Johnny, what's wrong?
Right.
And she kind of like smirks in it a little bit. And, you know, so she's kind of like poking at him. Like, you already see him pissed off and upset. First of all, I would think, like, as a domestic violence, if you're scared, like, for your life and things like that, like, she has claimed, like, she was scared of this, that, and the other, you're not going to antagonize your abuser because you're going to be scared.
You're going to be like, I'm not beat up. Right, you're going to be like, after a while, you get to know the person. So you're just going to be
like, I'm going to go to
I already know where this is going.
I'm going to go hide in the room.
Right.
So I'm not in his face because this
I already know.
Bad situation.
Especially she's saying, oh, she know him already. Oh,
you're not going to keep going and digging at it, looking to get beat up.
You know, some women like that kind of stuff, you know, like that kind of relationship. Like, for real, you don't think so? They do. Some of them, they pick at you because they want to get into that fight.
The crazy
right. So who's saying that she ain't crazy?
There's something wrong with them.
Right. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Not that women like it, it's just because there's something mentally wrong with them. They have some type of mental illness or a psychological issue or something like that.
Right. Being that you know the way the person is, like you know the way Johnny Depp is, you know, it's like, I want to start some shit with him. You know what I'm trying to say? Like.
Right, and if you're scared and all this, that, and the other, why would you keep poking at the lion if you're scared? Basically.
Monster.
Right. He's the monster. He says monster too, but I mean, you know, if you're scared of the monster, why are you trying to wake him up?
Because she likes the monster. I'm telling you, man, she's like that. She likes to bother him and you know, let him go crazy and do all this stuff. You know, one thing I believe is that, this is my opinion, is that she it's become to a point where she wants him to be at that point, so she could record him, possibly take photos of him and stuff like that, so later on she could use it for her own monetary gains.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, who does that? Who records take pictures of let's say if you have a loved one, someone you supposedly love, and you're gonna take massive pictures of the look how he is now, maybe you might do it once and then show maybe a friend, yo man, I ain't going away, look at the way he is, you know what I'm trying to say? Maybe, but I would say you should never do that, you know what I'm saying? Keep that very personal. You know what I'm saying? Work out that problem with that person. And then she's
like, oh, I did it because I'm trying to help him.
That's not helping.
That's not helping him.
That is absolutely not helping him. Now you're going to go you're going to show all your friends, and then God knows who your friend is going to show, and what she's potentially going to do with that picture.
And then with that next friend,
and you know
the next person that they show,
and you know his status.
Yeah.
Of being a highly famous guy. You know, how do you know how your friend is going to use it against him later on? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm trying to say? She ain't trying to help him.
And then
she was telling her friend, oh, here goes another picture I could use. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? Oh, this one, I got him again. And I believe, this is my personal opinion, I believe she liked him to be drugged up and stuff like that. Probably helping him so he could be all doped up, laying down and stuff. She could take, and probably even pushing him, when he probably was going to the bed, let's say for instance, he was probably all messed up, about to hit the bed or something like that, but she would probably push him, I'm just making this up, push him on the floor, and he would fall on the floor, so she could get, this looks good, this picture. You know, crazy women, man, I'm telling you.
Well, there's crazy,
I'm telling you, man.
People.
I'm telling you, because she wanted to put that in later on, use it for the future, for, put it in the tabloids, because obviously that's what the whole trial is about. her defaming him and selling those stories, you know, about
which I'm gonna just say that she blew herself up. She messed up because in the first defamation trial that they had in the UK that he lost. Right. She's on the stand and she's like explaining to them that she went and she filed for a divorce and this, that, and the other, and then she called him to tell him that she filed for divorce because he didn't know. She just went and did it. So
I heard that
she went and called, and she was like, I wanted to talk to him first before he found out through any social media network, and then she says, or through for TMZ. She says something. So
hello, I'm back.
So like I was saying about the TMZ, in the first trial in the UK, she was talking about how she was trying to get in contact with him to let him know that she had filed for divorce, and then she kept saying like, I wanted him to know before it was out in, you know, in the media and social media or whatever, and she was like, she wanted him to know before he heard it through TMZ, which had been alerted. So right there, she just gave herself away, because in the clip, she like stops real quick and like covers her face like, fuck, I just fucking slipped it out. So I wish I could see the remaining part of that clip for, you know, the questioning after that and what took place after that.
Nothing. That's you okay?
Because she was like, oh god, but you could clearly see in her face that she's like, oh crap, I just slipped it out, you know. So right there, she is admitting basically that she knew that TMZ was alerted to her filing for divorce, which goes against, they had a non-disclosure agreement, so it goes against that also, because she's not supposed to talk about their relationship or this, that, and the other.
Right. Well, which means that he could.
She's a damn liar.
He could sue her again because he disclosed that. Right.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, but I'm sure that's probably all going in with this defamation.
Right. They're gonna use that. They're using that.
So she's full of crap. She's a damn liar.
And she's lying. She's lying a lot and just trying to make it look really as good as possible for her, and make him look as bad as possible. I mean,
So I'm gonna say, because basically he lost like a lot of contracts and things like that, and one of the biggest ones is the Pirates of the Caribbean, where they're saying they're not going to bring him back, as you know.
Well, she's claiming that she lost the contract with Aquaman too.
Aquaman. So well, no, she was in Aquaman too, but her role was shrunken.
Right, she didn't get the big role.
So, but who knows if she goes in like 3. But
nah, I don't know.
Because she did it upon herself, because people started seeing what she was doing. The fans started petitioning for her not to be in the movie anymore. Like, to get her out of
I think she should have just left the whole thing alone. You know what I'm saying? Like with Johnny Depp, just.
Right, like if you filed for divorce, you filed for divorce. So what? TMZ knows eventually. It's public record anyway. So if they wanted to look into it, they would have found out anyway. It doesn't matter.
So,
but there was no need for her to go on and then start write that op-ed and things like that. Like, just shut up. Like,
leave it alone.
Move on. You got the money that you wanted. You got the divorce. You got the money. Just keep going.
She could have just left it alone.
But you continued to go on.
Right. So
that's.
So you know how the part when she says about Aquaman, that he says that he got her the part, And she said no, she didn't. He didn't get her the part that she.
Oh, she got it by auditioning.
Auditioning, like she's so
right,
stuck
but
up.
nobody. Right, no, but what he means is that he's the one that introduced her to the people for her to audition for the part.
Right.
He's the one that got her the audition for.
Right, so he's gonna have some pull because of his fame. Like he's
right,
gonna
of course. First of all, there's a big age gap between them. He's almost 60. And he's like 58 or 59.
Right.
And she's, I think right now she's 36. But at the time, she was only, I think, 20 something, and he was like almost 50. So there's a big age gap to begin with them. And, she was probably like, she did the movie with him, the Rum Diaries movie, which is where they had met. And, this was probably like a big movie for her. She's working with one of the most popular actors in the world, and of course they were talking, and she probably noticed he was kind of flirting with her. She flirted back. Of course, it's Johnny Depp, who's not gonna flirt back with Johnny Depp. And she was like, oh well, I can take this for a ride right here. Right? My career is barely starting or barely anything, I've never had, she didn't have any lead roles in any movies or anything
even
like
if he
that,
clearly got her the Aquaman thing, she would never admit that, like it sounds like she's too stuck up to she won't admit someone helped her get a part or whatever. Meanwhile, she probably fucked her way to the top. Oh, who said that? That's why she was messing with Elon Musk too.
And then she was like, then she says, oh, that Johnny was controlling. Now, that's one thing that I've heard throughout the trial, like other relationships and other women that he's had, relationships with, whether it be like long term or whatever. They did say that he was like a jealous type of guy and, things like that. Which, whatever, there's nothing wrong with, if you're jealous, you're jealous. You don't like, you don't like your girl being overly flirtatious or whatever the case may be. But
I just think she probably provoked him too, like she knew he was jealous, so she would bother him too. You're like, oh, he's jealous, whatever, and like you already know the guy's jealous. Why even make him even, put him to that point, to that trigger him to like, what I'm saying?
Right, to act,
to be
crazy,
right.
Whatever. But then again, they were on drugs, so drugs also gonna play a role. Like sometimes, like someone can do drugs, and it depends with the people that you're around. You can have a bad high if you have a bad group of people that are around you, or you can have a better high because you're having fun. It's a fun atmosphere, things are happening where it's a more lighter situation. And then there can be a time where, you're trying to have a nice high or a nice buzz, and then you have someone that's like, doing things like that.
Honestly, because of the age thing, he was, when he used to get high and stuff, and you're like,
he was probably
zonk out, and then she was the party type. She wanted to go out,
right? Because she's still young,
and she wanted to go out. Look at him again.
Here he goes again.
I wanted to do something tonight, and he's knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And she was aggravating her.
But she was all, I'm gonna say I feel she was the aggressor in the relationship because, she's the one that kept like basically taunting him, bullying him, and things like that.
Right, just because by the way he sounds.
He tried many times to get away from her. And she kept going, looking for him, and trying to see him, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. Even after she got the restraining order from him, she went the next night to his hotel. And was trying to hug him, and he's like, leave me alone, like, just get away from me, I don't want to do this anymore, like, just go, and she's like, I just wanted to hug you, I do love you, like, saying all this stuff, and it's just like you just went and got a restraining order for the abuse, sexual abuse, and all this that he
she got so I think she got so used to him, so she got so used to him and stuff like that she knew how to like kind of take advantage of him in certain ways.
And also what kind of also makes me feel bad for him is he had other people living with them, all friends of hers living in his house, trying to do them a favor, a bunch of freeloaders that were living off of him, basically.
No, yeah, well, he had the penthouses or whatever. I think he has multiple of them or something. So he was like, oh, you can stay in this penthouse, stay in another penthouse. Yeah, there were freeloaders. Of course, like for instance, he would be like introduced to whatever new people, and then he would just, because the way he was, you know what I'm saying? So he'd be like, all right, you can stay over here. It's like, they're all freeloading, on him because they know who he is, hey.
Of course, like, oh my God, Johnny Depp.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna spend the night here. If he says spend the night, I'm spending the night. You know what I'm saying? Freeloading. If he was smacked, but in other words, if he smacked the shit out of her in front of them, they're not calling the cops on him. Nah, that's Johnny Depp. I ain't see that. That's Johnny Depp. I ain't listen. You know what I'm saying? But when shit goes down, they want to go to court. Now they want to talk. You know what I'm saying? I think he did this, that.
I don't think there's anybody that actually. Oh well, no, there was. Okay, I was gonna say that actually seen him beat her up.
That claim. That they're claiming that they actually beat her. You don't know for real.
No, I was gonna say I don't think any of her friends actually saw him beat her.
Right.
They saw her with marks on her.
Right. That she said.
That it was from him hitting her.
It wasn't. Right. There's no proof of.
But there is. I think her sister had said that he swung at her and was pulling her hair and things like that. But nobody actually saw him beating her.
Right. Because he's slick and did that last. he didn't do it in front of people. No, but
and all of the pictures that they've showed of her bruised up and all that,
you never know. Like I said, you never know.
It doesn't match with the kind of abuse that she said that she endured.
Don't forget she was on drugs and stuff like that. Maybe she fell and bust her face and her lip, and or maybe she was.
Well, she has a thing where she picks her lip.
Right.
Oh, she has this. Right. I guess I'm gonna say it's like a nervous thing, and she constantly picks her lip to the point of bleeding.
Right, and she could have just took a picture. Look what he did
to me.
Right. Or she could be one of those crazy people that just
hits herself.
When she gets so angry when things are not working, working the way she wanted to work for the night.
She's like, hey, my life. Right.
Because she's on drugs and she might do that, and then probably pulled her hair. Her own hair. She could have. I'm
gonna just say this whole pulling hair thing, like the picture that they show where supposedly he ripped out a chunk of her hair.
Okay, what are you gonna say about that?
It's such bullshit.
It's
so. First of all, the hair looks so staged and put. Right? Like you took my hair and you put it on the table and stretched it out like this, and then took a picture.
But she's worn extensions also. They said that.
No, but it's not. First of all, you can tell an extension. If it was an extension, it's gonna be a long piece. The full extension is gonna come out.
What if it was a short extension?
Nah, the piece of hair, the hair that they showed the picture was like this big.
What if she cut it and put it there?
That's what I'm saying. She literally, I'm gonna say that I believe she cut her hair and put it on the floor. Maybe she was just cutting it and it didn't look right. She's like, Nah, she cut.
I'm saying,
cut a chunk of her hair, put it on the floor, took it out, and took a picture of it and said that's the.
Right. No, I'm saying, let's say she was just cutting her hair for looks and she was high, whatever, and she's like, damn, I just messed up my hair. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna use this as. I'm trying to say sick like that. Who
knows? But I'm gonna say that piece of hair isn't. My hair falls out all the time. I could run my fingers through my hair and hair is going to come out right now, right? And it's going to be, look, you see, a long strand. It's going to be a piece of a full strand of hair, right?
I'm pulling your hair then no more.
It's going to be a full strand of hair that comes out.
I'm not pulling your hair no more.
The picture of the hair that she had were very short. And she has long hair. She has very long hair. So, and then it's placed so neatly and brushed out on the carpet. Like
maybe she just put it neat. Look what he did to
exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
No,
like if someone ripped your hair out of your head. First of all, you've been in a fight or you've seen girl fights before?
Yeah,
you've seen girls like pulling their hair on the floor, right? Yeah. It looks like a nest.
I know, but right. But maybe she was looking. Oh my God, he pulled my hair, and then she put it.
No, she cut her hair, put it on the thing, brushed it out, and took a picture of it.
I believe
that's what I'm gonna say.
It appears to look that way.
When your hair is if I take my brush, right, and I take the hair out of my brush, it looks like a nest. Now that would be more.
But what about the one that was on this? Well, they did it remotely. The beauty, what is it? Person, the one that does the makeup, her makeup, you know.
Right. She said there was no.
Do you believe her? I believe her.
She said that there were no marks on her.
Right, and I'm saying she sound believable. You know what I'm saying? Like she was just telling what she saw.
Yeah.
You know
There's a few witnesses
right.
that they say, you know, that they've brought up that I'm like, that sounds like they're believable. You know,
just like the guy.
Now I'm not saying that he didn't hit her. I'm sure he probably did hit her, grabbed her arm.
Yeah,
I'm sure she had bruises on her arms.
Right, a little ruffle, you know, a little ruffle thing.
Roughed her up a little bit.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say that maybe she didn't have any bruises on her, but I don't believe he beat her the way that she's overly
exaggerating.
Cause she'll be like, oh, he had me by the throat,
right?
And with one hand and a bottle, and I couldn't breathe. Like, okay, so Johnny Depp is not really like a big guy.
Right. But you don't have to be a big guy to overpower somebody.
True.
You could be a killer and he's skinny though and just
But it's just like some things.
His demeanor.
It just doesn't sound like all of that could happen at one time.
I know, but his demeanor is like
he had me by the neck, and then he had his boot on my back, and I'm like, how is he
was on drugs, like
how did he have
you never know.
His hand on your neck with his boot on your back at the same time? Drinking the bottle like that too? No, she didn't say that. With the bottle in his hand, bang bang. So stop. I'm only joking. Okay, so let me just say this. I'm laughing now, but I know people that have been in like real domestic violence situations, and it's not funny at all. It's not a great thing. It's very scary, and a lot of domestic violence women don't confide in people because they're so scared.
Hey, what about men? Hello.
Right,
it happens
to men also.
It happens to men a lot too, but not as much as women. But I'm gonna tell you right now,
it's not reported by the men because
men's gonna be weak and
right, 100%.
They're not gonna be like some men don't even want to bother with police. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, whatever. You know,
right. So but those are two different things. Like a guy won't report it because he doesn't want to look less than a man.
He's not gonna tell his friend, boy, yo, my girl just kicked my ass, man.
Right.
I ain't going out tonight,
so and a girl and a woman doesn't really report it because she's too scared.
Oh, she's too in love with him. She doesn't want him to get in that kind of trouble. She doesn't want to see him
also.
in jail.
She's scared.
She doesn't want to take it to that level.
She
you know what I'm
thinks
saying?
that she's in love.
Right, and maybe he's the main provider or whatever. Or maybe she knows that she might have provoked him. Damn, I shouldn't know. I did it. I really did it now. You know, I fired him up, you know, and caused this to happen.
I don't know if you
put him out of place, you know
the clip. There's a clip.
Dude, some girls make you want to knock him out, boy. And be like, yo, I'm about to knock her out, for real.
They've been saying that this big fight that happened in their penthouse, right? Where there was broken glass everywhere.
Right,
there was wine outside.
Right, there was wine on the floor and stuff like that.
The police came and coming.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Right. So the police came and they said that they did not see any visible injuries on her.
Right.
So she's saying that that's not what they said, or that's not what they
Well,
meant?
she could say
that they told her that the injuries that she had were not considered injuries.
Well, she could say that. You know what
But
I'm saying?
I'm like,
But it's not written
first of
down.
all-
There's no proof of
first
it.
of
She's
all,
going to say that. You
No
know?
police officer is not gonna take note of what he sees on you, because if you're called in for an incident or a domestic violence dispute,
Depends.
they have to write down, like, okay,
It depends if that officer say you're like, I ain't want to do this. I'm about to go home in about 10 minutes.
nah,
I ain't doing this whole report.
Nah.
Y'all better chill. Y'all better chill. Cause I don't want to come back. Cause he about to go home. If not, that's gonna be overtime for him. Maybe he tired. He want to go home. If that does happen, you know what I'm saying? That I want to really do it. Like at the point, y'all gonna chill. Yo, I want to hear this back.
No, they were there for a while. They were talking.
Depends.
So
no, they probably walked in. Oh, this Johnny Depp here. You know what I'm saying?
no, because he wasn't there.
No, but she's talking about Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, you the actor.
No, at first they didn't
say.
They didn't say he was there. It was just someone called, right? Supposedly it was her friend from New York. Because the friend from New York was on the phone with her.
Right? The guy.
Right, was on the phone with her.
His name, but...
I think.
Right.
He was on the phone with her when Johnny and Amber were fighting. And he heard her yell, and she said, call the police. And he hung up and called the police.
That guy was her friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was introduced to Johnny.
So, right.
Johnny liked him.
So supposedly he's the one that called the police at that
time. I would have been like, yo, where's Johnny? Where's Johnny? What kind of friend is that? I would have been like, where's Johnny? Where is he? Let me talk to him, man to man. Yo, Johnny, you alright, man? What's going on? You know, chill, calm down.
No, because he was listening. He was on the phone. Johnny was there. He was on the phone with Amber. He was on the phone with Amber and on speaker. And he's hearing them argue. Then she starts yelling, and then she tells him to call the cops.
But why did he call him? Hey, Johnny,
he didn't call anybody.
Down. You know what I'm saying? The guy,
why would he
call the cops, man.
Because she said, call the cops.
Man, like, yo, calm down. I'm gonna talk to him. Man. Call Johnny.
You're not gonna do that in the heat of the moment if supposedly she's getting her ass kicked.
Just take the hits. Don't worry about it.
Shut up.
Call Johnny.
No, you're not.
Johnny, man.
Just
what's going on, bro? You know.
So supposedly he's the one that called the cops or whatever, and then he ended up leaving.
Right, good.
So he left, and they called the cops or whatever. But she says call the cops, but then when the cops came, she didn't listen to them. What's the word I'm looking for?
To the cops?
Yeah, what's the word? Maya didn't listen. They didn't. When you don't do what the police are telling you to do, what is it? What are you doing? You're not. Oh, she didn't cooperate with them. Right. She didn't cooperate with the police. She didn't want to name Johnny. She didn't want to say anything. She didn't want to do any of that.
Who said that? She said the guy said that she said to call the cops.
Yeah.
So it's part of the.
She said, I believe she says it in one of the tapes too, that she told him, I'm on the phone, I tell him to call the cops, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that guy's unbelievable.
But then when the cops came, Johnny wasn't there anymore. But anyway, they testified that they didn't see any bruising or any marks on her. And then later on that night, after whatever happened, later on another set of cops come to the house. Right. Because supposedly they said that there was a call, right? But so at that point, her friends and neighbors that were living there were in the house with her already. Johnny wasn't there. She was in the house with them. And the neighbor, there's a guy and a wife. He comes and he opens the door and he's like, you could clearly see. Oh, so this is the police camera. Right. There's a video, the body cam of the police. So there's the video that's out right now. So they go knock on the door and the guy comes out and he's like, the police already came. He closes the door behind them, so already like a sign like they don't want them to kind of come in, right? Yeah. So he closes the door. He tells them, the police already came, blah blah blah, and they're like, okay, well, we're here, so can we speak to the girl? You know, we're looking for Amber, blah 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 blah. And he's like, oh yeah, she's here, she's inside. And then he's like, I could just show you the card that the other police came already. And they're like, no, like we're here now, so we're gonna just make sure everything is cool. So let's go inside. And then he's like, oh yeah, okay, cool, you know. But you could tell he didn't want to go inside with the police, right? So when they get inside, you could see. So now when they come in the hallway, there's no wine. There's no wine spillage or whatever. But the house look spotless, like really clean.
Maybe they fixed it up.
Nah, that fast?
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that many things.
Well, no, the way that she was like, oh, the house was trashed and this, that, and the other, and broken glass all over the place, and la da 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 da.
Maybe they cleaned it up though.
Whatever.
They just swept it out.
But then she was sitting on the couch, and she was sitting on the couch with like 2 other girls and the guy, and everything looked nice. They had like, I think, candles lit.
We light some candles tonight.
So I don't know. I just think she's an exaggerator. Do I think she ruined his reputation and his career?
I think it's repairable, but you know, I believe a lot of people.
I do think that she did it did damage to it.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning when people didn't know the story and they were just hearing her side.
Right, and all these details about drugs and all of that.
Right, but now that more and more stuff is coming out and all of these details are coming out, how they were both on drugs and this, that, and the other, and she's slipping up.
And all of these type of drugs too, you know, like some
saying, you know, and she's pretty much admitted that she, you know, put stories out there, because if you talking to TMZ, you putting stories out there,
right.
And I'm sure that wasn't the first time, you know.
And there was
about the divorce, especially about the
People's
divorce.
Magazine, she also put it on there, some stories and people.
Right. So I don't know. So I'm gonna say I do believe that she messed up his career, especially in the beginning when everything was happening.
With Disney.
Oh, especially Disney does not take any. They don't play.
Yeah.
You can't have a scratch on your record.
Yeah, you can't have a scratch on your
face. They let you go so fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I do think that she did, you know, cause some things in his career. And I think it'll be repairable. He still has a very, very big fan base. And, you know, a lot of people still rooting for him. And I think... in time, I think it's gonna take for one big movie company, to put him in a big movie, and I think from there
they could put a documentary, the life of Johnny Depp.
I'm sure they're gonna look into. I'm sure there's people looking into it right now, digging up about his past and this, that, and the other, and I'm sure. But yeah, I think it'll take like for one big movie company to put him in like a real big good movie, and then he'll start back into, you know.
Yeah.
But he's been kind of slowing down on movies also. You know, he's getting older, and he's just doing like other things. He does his music and stuff like that. He's doing a lot of drugs too. Painting. No, he does painting. He does art, and he does. He's like has his music band that he's in.
Right.
He's doing so he does other things, you know. Because I think like he just feels at this point in his life, like, you know, he's getting older. It's time to relax, you know. Right. But when the right role comes for him,
right,
you know, he can do it. Yeah. But I think we'll see him again in another movie eventually.
Possibly. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I like a lot of his movies, so.
Yeah.
I'm a Johnny Depp fan.
I like his movies. Not all of his movies.
Not all of his movies, but I like quite a few of them. I was going through movies to watch, and then I was like, wait a minute, Jan, I have a lot of his.
Do you dream?
I do have
do you
a
dream
lot of,
and sleep thinking about Johnny Depp?
Yes.
I guess this is all right.
But I I dream of him in like the 21 Jump Street years.
You want me to put on a
No,
pirate hat?
you can't be him. You'll never be
A
him.
pirate hat.
You'll never be him. Just don't try it. Don't ruin.
You're more like Amber Heard.
Don't ruin the fantasy.
You're more like Amber Heard.
Don't ruin the fantasy.
Alright, anyway. So that's it. That's it for this video.
That's it.
Okay, that's it for this chit chat. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. And we are out.
Team Johnny!
Team Johnny, we're gonna try to cover this again, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We're kind of starting a little late, but we have still a full week, or a little more than a week, because the closing argument is supposed to be on the 27th.
Who do you guys think is gonna win?
What team are you on? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Let's get into this discussion.
I'm out. That's it. I'm done.
Get out. Go.
So we'll talk to you guys later, and we are out.
Later.
Peace.